Hi everyone, welcome back. This is the Wesker Mode video I promised you. This is a new mode that you unlock when you beat the game just once on any difficulty. You unlock Leech Hunter mode as well, but that version was in Leech Hunter mode was in the GameCube game originally. Wesker Mode, however, was not. It's brand new. It's a brand new addition to this, PS4, Xbox One remastered version. It even has a different voice actor for this Wesker. It's DC Douglas from Resident Evil 5, as opposed to Richard Woff, who actually does the voice of Wesker in this game and in Code Veronica. And as you can see, it's obviously just a skin for Billy. When he talks in the game, he's actually, you still hear Billy's voice. You don't hear, Wesker's voice unless you're giving commands to Rebecca, telling her to stay or come with him. As you can see, even Rebecca's look is updated. I think it's kind of cool. She's got that like red bug jewel on her chest, just like Jill in Resident Evil 5, how she was a slave to Wesker. She's even got the red eyes. It's just fucking cool. This was a pretty nice addition. When I heard about it, I was like, no way. So yeah, if I could pick anything to criticize it on, well, a couple things. Where's his badass coat? Where's Wesker's badass coat? I wish he would wear that. But I guess this is cool too. The other thing is, you can move extremely fast. So fast that you can tell this game was not meant for it, because you experience a little bit of slowdown. Not game-breaking slowdown, but you notice whenever you dash that the game wasn't meant to handle it, but it works out fine. This is also a good opportunity for me to bring up something that I completely forgot to bring up. It was a glaring omission in the last video, and that's the item management of Resident Evil 0. Unlike other classic Resident Evil games, there is no item crate. If you saw my Resident Evil videos, I explained that the item crate, you put any item in there, and they're all universal, so any other save room that has an item crate will have the exact same items in it that you put in some other crate in some other room. This game, however, lets you leave items anywhere at will. The other shitty thing is they both have 6 inventory slots, so you're basically looking at Chris's low inventory space from Resident Evil 1. But to make matters worse, large weapons like shotguns and grenade launchers, they take up 2 slots. This is the only game that does that. They take up 2 inventory slots. So you've also got to be aware of that. So I mean, it's 2 slots for the weapon and at least 1 slot for the ammo. So that leaves you with what, 3 inventory slots for one character? Yeah, you guys are partnered up a lot. You can share and exchange items and stuff, but I kind of miss the item crate. I also just why would you do that? Look, space is limited anyway. Why would you make weapons take up 2 slots? That sucks. It doesn't kill the game. It's still, oh, there's Wesker's dash. It's still, a good Resident Evil game, but it could have been done a little better. Now, if the inventory slot thing, was take up 2 slots, and have an item crate, I could work with that. That would be fine. But why mess with a good thing? Yes, can you see that? The shotgun taking up 2 slots, leaving me with not much room for anything else. The other nice thing, though, and this by no means makes up for the lack of an item crate, but you can interact with an item that you find, even ones that you can't pick up. If you just look at it and it tells you can't carry this right now, it's marked on your map, and you can keep track of all the items you've left in places through your map, and it's really simple. It's very handy. Makes it way easy later on in the game when you need to backtrack to go get some of those items, especially, you know, healing and ammo, healing items and ammo. So that's cool. It also lets you use an item on the spot. Let's say you've got your slots are full and you've got a green herb in one of your slots, and then you find a red herb that you can't put in your inventory. You can either, if it was a green herb, you could use it there and then to heal yourself. But if it's a red herb, you can actually combine it with the green herb that's already in your inventory, which is what you would do with the red herb anyway. So that's cool. That works well. But like I said, it doesn't make up for the lack of a item crate at all. That being said, my advice to you is if you're going to leave an item anywhere, try to leave it in a relatively safe area. Backtracking later on could be a little dangerous, especially once those monkey fucks are released from their cages, because they're like everywhere in the training facility when you have to go back through there. So yeah, keep your items all in kind of a centralized location, a safe area, maybe a save room, or the foyer of the training facility, or in that conference room that's right up the stairs. All those areas are safe. You'll never run into enemies in that area. So yeah, keep that in mind. Now about the other mode that you unlock when you beat the game for the first time, that's Leech Hunter mode. Yeah, that was in the GameCube version, but it's a little different. It changes things up. You have to collect leeches. The enemy AI is it's different. The placement of items and enemies is just crazy. That mode, I didn't like it too much when I played it back in the GameCube days, but it is the only way to unlock things like infinite ammo and the hand cannon, things like that. Be aware, though, that if you beat the game on normal, like I usually like to do, Leech Hunter mode is pretty tough on normal. You don't, not because, you know, the enemies will kick your ass or anything, but you might run out of ammo. It's very easy to run out of ammo, so either just be really judicious with the use of your weapons, or play through the game again on easy, and because whatever difficulty you beat the game on, that's the difficulty. You do not get to set the difficulty of Leech Hunter mode. It is whatever difficulty you beat the game on, and that's all there is to it. So same thing with Wesker Mode. But with Wesker Mode, normal's pretty easy because of his death stare that he has. It blows zombies' heads right off. It's the closest you're ever going to get to being like Alice from the movies, which were fucking ridiculous. Don't even get me started. Yeah, I'll go watch every one of those movies that comes out. Just, I don't know, just on principle. But, God, I feel like, I don't know, Paul W.S. Anderson directed the first one, and I feel like, you know, he got a hold. It was like a little kid was given the rights to make a Resident Evil movie, and this kid was like, you know what, I'm going to make my own character up, and she's going to be the best, and she's going to have superpowers, and just be better than Chris and Jill and Claire, and they're not even going to be in the first movie, and it's just going to be awesome. That's how I feel the movies are, to me. But yeah, that death stare feels a lot like the cheapness that Alice had in Resident Evil Extinction, which was probably the worst movie in that series, by far. Yeah, I'll show it to you in a minute, what it looks like, because it kills everything from zombies to bosses. Yeah, we're not going to waste any bullets on this guy. Let's go get Wesker so he can use his death stare, which I don't know if I remember him having in Resident Evil 5. He's always had the glowing eyes, but I don't remember the death stare. Maybe it just happened too fast. I don't know. Get out of the way, Rebecca.
Okay.
Thank you.
Come.
Okay.
Speaking of the glowing eyes, Wesker first appeared on the scene with those in Resident Evil Code Veronica. He was presumed dead at the end of Resident Evil 1. In fact, I saw him get gutted by the Tyrant, and we all did who played that game. Now here we go. You ready? Boom! You look upon the face of death. I am your death. Anyway, yeah, so, yeah, and then he apparently came back from the dead. I guess getting killed by the Tyrant was all part of his plan. The Tyrant, the T-virus was largely a failure. It was supposed to turn anything it was injected into one of those Tyrants, but it turned like 99% of people that it was injected into zombies. It worked great for, you know, plants and animals and insects and arachnids. It just turned them into giants, but with humans, the success rate, it wasn't great. So Wesker, experimenting with all of these viruses and different things, it turned him into pretty much a god, and now he's one of the most legendary villains of video game history. I mean, just look at him. Watch this. Boom. Death. But yeah, the other thing is, Rebecca and Billy, you never see them again after this game. And even though this was a good game, I would have liked to have seen... I would have liked for Rebecca to have not diverted from Bravo Team and seen what the experience was like for Bravo Team in the mansion, instead of having Rebecca go off on her own and meeting someone we didn't even know existed. I feel like that would have been a more interesting story. I mean, but this was cool too, especially since we got to see that area from Resident Evil 2. But yeah, Billy and Rebecca go their separate ways at the end of this game. Don't worry, I'm not spoiling anything there. And Rebecca heads toward the mansion. But you never see Rebecca again after Resident Evil 1. So you kind of wonder what happened to her and what happened to Billy. Yeah, because you never see them in another game, and we've seen characters now from the early Resident Evils appear in the newer ones. I mean, look at Sherry Birkin in Resident Evil 6. She hadn't been seen since Resident Evil 2, and she was like 12 years old in that game. Now she's running around with, surprise, surprise, Wesker's son, who's a pretty cool guy in his own right. Oh yeah, and then throughout the game, almost every time you kill one of those Leech Master guys, those Marcus Mimicries, they're called, sometimes they leave just a whole horde of leeches in a hallway, and they can be a real pain in the ass. But now that we're Wesker, they won't be bothering us the same way again. Yeah, because that death stare just works wonders. Totally. Better than the knife. The other thing, though, about Wesker Mode is, even though he's got, you know, the cool powers, he still takes the same amount of damage that Billy does, so don't assume that he's all powerful, even though he should be, because, you know, he was. We had to fight him. But yeah, no, he's got the same amount of, some people are saying he's weaker than Billy. No, he's got the same amount of health that Billy has, so don't worry about that. But anyway, I wanted to push this video out pretty quickly because it inspired me to return to the first Resident Evil, the one I started making videos on the first time. And yeah, believe it or not, I have I've been playing that game a lot, and I have a lot of material for some new videos. And furthermore, it occurs to me that there is a market out there for playthroughs, entire playthroughs of games. I mean, I don't know, maybe it's being told all my life that watching me play video games is boring, but hey, what do you know? There's people out there, you know, in internet land that enjoy watching people play games. So yeah, I don't know, I might do a complete playthrough of at least Chris's campaign on Resident Evil 1. I mean, if you guys like it. I don't know, let me know what you think. Because that game's super fun, but I know it's also a game like that can be I don't know, scary for a lot of people. So they want an edge, or they want to watch someone else play it. I mean, I know that's... Yeah, a lot of people I know who played Resident Evil didn't play themselves, but they watched, you know, like an older sibling play it, or I don't know, they just got to a few parts and then they were too scared to keep going. So I don't know, I think I might just go do a playthrough. But yeah, like I said, you guys just let me know if I should do that or if I shouldn't, because that's important too. Because yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do from now on. Well, I mean, not entirely from now on, but for the foreseeable future, I'm going to be releasing a playthrough of Resident Evil 1. Yeah, and if I don't hear anything from anybody, I'm gonna do it. All right, so don't complain to me later. I gave you a voice. All right, you had a vote, and you did not take the vote. But hey, for all I know, you know, you not voting for it just means you want me to go ahead and do it. So I will. Yeah, check this out. Boom. Death to them all. But yeah, so stay tuned for that. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a lot of fun. It'll be like you guys are right there in the room with me. So stay tuned.